birthday. So happy birthday, Mallory. And Ben himself celebrating another birthday this coming Wednesday. So happy early birthday to Ben Schneiders, and a happy birthday to young Mallory. So Finson and Hesse. Actually, looks like Carl Monroe moving up as Finson going to start in the back of the field. Jesse Ford drops the green, and we are racing. And it's going to be Carl Monroe leading him down into turn number 1. Little Zeppy, Zach Ankrum trying to get something working on the low side. He takes over second. Andy Hoffman up to third. Zach Bales in fourth. And it is going to be, Ben Schneider's in fifth. As right now it is Carl Monroe leading. But here comes Hoffman. Hoffman to the inside of Zeppy. And in fact, he tries to do a 2-for-1 special. Gets it done, but then Zeppy hard on the gas on the low side. He is going to take over that lead for just a moment. It is Hoffman and Zeppy up front.
We had 3 wide back on that last lap for the race lead. Hoffman had the lead, then Zach Ankrum off turn number 2. Hoffman with the lead now, but here comes Zach Ankrum to the inside of the 8X machine is coming to turn number 3. Benjamin Schneiders and 1M, Carl Monroe battling side by side for that 3rd and 4th spot. Here comes Zach Bales into the mix now in the 14Z. Andy Hoffman with the race lead, then Zach Ankrum running 2nd, Carl Monroe 3rd, then Schneider slides across front of the nose of the 14Z as Zach Bales. Track just a little slick on these skinny tires here in heat race number 1. Green flag's gonna fly 2 more times around here for your race leader to 8X of Andy Hoffman. Hoffman still with the race lead. Zach Bales trying to keep it off the wall on the front stretch. As it's gonna be Hoffman, Ankrum, Monroe, Schneiders, and Bales, your top 5. And that's gonna be the 62 of Hess. As the 16 car looks like he's gonna pull to the inside now. White flag comes out 1 more time around here for Andy Hoffman.
Hoffman comes out. Actually, he's coming up on the 16 of Michael Finson. He is going to pass Finson with ease. He's going to slide her around through 3 and 4. Andy Hoffman is going to take heat race number 1 for your Tony's Used Cars Hobby Stocks. Zach Ankrum in 2nd, Carl Monroe 3rd, Ben Schneiders in 4th. And the 14Z of Zach Bales rounding out the top 5. And for everybody watching on Advantage Racing TV, once again, thank you. And we want to welcome everybody watching on the Advantage Racing TV Facebook page. Rest assured, you have not missed a lot of action. You still have plenty of time to get yourself a nightly or monthly pass to get all the rest of the action tonight on Casey's General Stores night tonight. But he is still angry. That is the 13B of the Angry Watermelon, David Bates. And to the outside, the 7 of Tony Fetterman.
To the inside of row number 3, driving the 34M, that's going to be David Miller. And to the outside, in the KCAU channel number 9 car, that is Joel McGee.
And rounding out the field, that's going to be the 82 of Dylan Fitzpatrick. And doesn't look like Fitzpatrick made the call.
Fitzpatrick's out there. Looks like Austin Lundquist did not make the call.
Oh.
But we're going green with heat race number 2. 3 wide off at turn number 4, right at the green flag. David Miller to the inside of David Bates. Dylan Fitzpatrick involved there as well. Now he's going to go side by side with Joel McGee at the back of the pack. Up front, it's Dallas Williams. A little shot of the shorts from David Miller to Dallas Williams. Here comes Fetterman through the middle now. Bates on the inside. Dallas Williams going to lead lap number 1. Side by side battle for 2nd.
Williams holding off a hard-charging Miller as Miller on the high side. Now Miller under attack from the 7 of Fetterman. Fetterman side by side with Miller as they go 2nd and 3rd into turn number 3. But it is still Dallas Williams holding court over the field. He is going to lead another lap. David Miller 2nd, Tony Fetterman 3rd. Now the Angry Watermelon, David Bates under pressure from the 9 of Joel McGee. And McGee is going to take over that spot. Meanwhile, Dylan Fitzpatrick now working on the 13B of Bates. Oh, we got one way sideways. That's Fetterman. He gathers it back up. Will hang on to that 3rd place spot. But Dallas Williams, he lost the lead by just a nose over Miller there. Now Miller going to the high side. Williams able to come back on the low side. Dallas Williams putting together a great heat race, Scotty.
That he is, as he finds himself out in front on the move, though, the number 9 car of Joel McGee up to 3rd place now. Joel McGee, special news story on him tonight on KCAU TV as he finds himself in 3rd. Dallas Williams still out with a race lead, though. David Miller running in second. Joel McGee third. Then Fetterman, Fitzpatrick, and Bates. White flag comes out one more time around for the 99 of Dallas Williams. McGee trying to get to the inside of David Miller. As it come off turn number 2, Dallas Williams to the inside of the track now into turn number 3. Miller up top, Williams down low. Here comes McGee as well to the inside. 3 wide coming off turn 4. Who's it gonna be? Dallas Williams with a heat race win. David Miller in second, Joel McGee in third, fourth to Fetterman and Dylan Fitzpatrick, your top 5.
How about Dallas Williams? I know it's just a heat race, but what a run he put together, especially holding off David Miller the whole heat as he did.
So King of the Hill for the hobby stocks here on hand right now. Like you said, PJ Andy Hoffman to the inside of in the 8X car. Tony Fetterman in the 7 car choosing the top side. Winner moves on. Runner up gets ready for the feature. As it's going to be Andy Hoffman out to the race lead. Coming to the white flag, Fetterman tucks tail behind him. It's going to be Andy Hoffman with the race lead. And Fetterman still back behind him in the 7 car. Coming to the checkered, it's going to be Andy Hoffman moving on. Tony Fetterman's going to go get the car ready for the feature.
So Andy Hoffman going to move on to the next round. Looks like next up, that is going to be the KCAU 9 car and the 1M.
So that's going to be Joel McGee and Carl Monroe. As come off turn number 4, green flag is out for Joel McGee and Carl Monroe. A little bit of contact, Rubbins racing as they come into turn number 1. Joel McGee with the advantage coming off turn number 2. Carl Monroe back behind the 9 car. Coming into turn 3, Monroe crossover move to the inside of Joel McGee as the white flag flies one more time around. McGee in the KCAU Channel 9 car. Here comes Carl Monroe to the back bumper. Gonna give him a little shot in the shorts now to the inside through turns 3 and 4. It's gonna be a drag race off turn number 4. Who's it gonna be? Joel McGee with the win in this round. Carl Monroe is gonna go get ready for the feature.
So Joel McGee will meet up in the next round with Andy Hoffman. Next up, that's going to be at 34B of Ben Schneider's having a birthday this Wednesday. And the 68Z of Little Zeppy, Zach Ankrum. This one should be a barn burner.
To whoever brought up the Icy Pops here to the announce booth, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Much appreciated. Yes, thank you, Michelle. All right, so as they come into turn number 3 and 4, Schneider's to the inside, Ankrum to the outside. Green flag flies, and we're underway. It's going to see Little Zeppy on the outside, still side by side now. Schneider's with a slight advantage, bobbles a bit. That's going to give the lead to Ankrum through 3 and 4 now. High side working a little better for the 68Z. White flag is out one more time around. Schneider's to the inside of the track, trying to get some momentum. Cannot do so off turn number 2. Zeppy comes into turn 3 in the 68Z. Schneider's last-ditch effort on the low side. Can't get it done. Little Zeppy's going to move on.
So Little Zeppy, Zach Ankrum, he is going to face the winner of this next battle. It's going to be the 99 of Dallas Williams and the 34M of David Miller. Pick your favorite. Winner goes up against Zach Ankrum in the next round.
Our next round, though, is going to be a good one. But right now, it's going to be Dallas Williams, the 99, Dave Miller, 34M. As green flag comes out. These guys went 1 and 2 in their heat race. Dallas Williams to the inside of the track now, feathering on the gas pedal. David Miller out to the advantage on the top side. Now tries to tuck underneath Dallas Williams here. David Miller's going to lead that lap coming into turn 1 and 2. Williams going to choose the high side now. Going to try to run down the 34M. Dallas Williams got a last corner to do so to make up some ground. Not going to be able to get it done. David Miller's going to move on to face Zach Ankrum. Now coming out onto the track. This is going to be a good battle here, PJ. To the inside is going to be the 8X of Andy Hoffman. And to the outside, the KCAU ABC News car, the number 9 of Joel McGee.
Oh, yeah. You know, Mike Birdsell and I have been talking, and Joel McGee definitely getting the feel back of this car after being out of it for a while. So him and Andy Hoffman, this one is going to be an amazing run.
That it will be. As they come on turn number 4, the green flag, Andy Hoffman's wide job out in front of the 9 car, Joel McGee. McGee going to go to the inside to battle back. Coming into turn number 3 now. McGee to the left rear quarter panel, slides up on the binders a little bit. Now points the nose down the hill. White flag out for Andy Hoffman in the 8X car. Hoffman up at the high side. McGee up on the high side as well, trying to build some momentum. Hoffman bobbles just ever so slightly off turn number 2. Coming into turn 3. Hoffman is gonna be your winner in the 8X machine. So he's gonna face whoever wins this next round between David Miller and Zach Ankrum.
Oh, man. So whoever wins this one is gonna know that they are gonna have quite a battle to take home the King of the Hill title. David Miller, Little Zeppy, Zach Ankrum. Everybody here knows these two are two of the best in the business, two of the baddest cars in the land. Who is going to punch their ticket to the finals and end up with a spot right next to the 8X of Andy Hoffman?
Go ahead and take this one, PJ.
As they come out of turn number 4, the green is going to be out. They're side by side. Zach Ankrum, as he comes by the flag stand, a little bit of an advantage. Miller, a little bit of an advantage going into 1, but as they come down the back stretch, Miller, 3/4 of a car length. Zeppy trying to get, Zeppy hits the brakes, turns it down to the low side. We're going to see if he can get right back beside Miller. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Miller now to the high side, Ankrum to the low side. Ankrum now has the advantage as they're going to go down into 3 and 4. Miller tries to drive to the low side one more time. It's going to be a drag race coming out of turn number 4. It's going to be Zach Ankrum. Ankrum is going to meet up with Andy Hoffman for the finals of the 2020 Coney's Used Cars Hobby Stock King of the Hill.
You know, we've seen these two drivers battle it out, going 1 and 2 in a lot of features here between the 8X and the 68Z. This is definitely going to be a battle for the ages here in your final for the King of the Hill Hobby Stocks.
You know, you can use every cliche you want to use, but this one is simply going to be awesome. And, you know, I'm going to steal an old line from ESPN Sports Center. This one is simply going to be en fuego. So as they head down the back stretch, they will be green this time out of 4. Green, white, checkered. Who is going to be our 2020 Coney's Used Cars Hobby Stock King of the Hill? RPMs are going to come up. They lean on each other coming out of 4. Green is out. is going to be by half a car length. Andy Hoffman at the line, but a little bit of a bobble by Hoffman, which Zeppi had to use his brakes to avoid contact. Hoffman now with the advantage as he's going to go down into 3. Zach Ankrum, he is going to the whipping that car like a rented government plow mule, trying to catch up to the 8X of Hoffman. Ankrum did not even let out the gas and set the car in until halfway through the 1 and 2. But he's not going to have enough coming through 3 and 4 here. 2020 Coney's Used Cars Hobby Stock King of the Hill, the 8X of Andy Hoffman. Oh, Andy, you got some money in your hand, my friend.
Yes, I do. That was awesome.
Talk about the last run, especially you and Ankrum going side by side to try and take home King of the Hill this year.
I knew that was going to be a challenge. Me and him been racing hard all week, and he's been super fast, and we ended up getting the run. That's why I stayed on the bottom. It was working, so we give him the high side, and it worked.
So what does it mean to be the 2020 Coney's Used Cars IMCA King of the Hill here at the new Raceway Park?
It's awesome. Awesome. It's a great thing Chris he puts on, and it's a good thing for the drivers and everybody else here, so good entertainment.
Now, does this help you kind of gauge a little bit more of what you're going to change for the feature at all?
Yeah, I think honestly the car's set on kill, and we're ready to go.
All right, well, we will see you back in the feature, and maybe I'll be talking to you again by the end of the night. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, once again, that is Andy Hoffman, your King of the Hill.
I believe from Doug Vermilia for 7th place. Also another $50 to 10th place. Or no, 7th place. I remember now. Cody Boulware. That was you for 7th place, wasn't it? But they're going to come off turn number 4 and go green. It's going to be Dallas Williams, Carl Monroe to the outside of Williams now. Fetterman to the outside as well. Dallas Williams getting shuffled back to that 3rd place spot, battling with David Miller. Here comes Andy Hoffman in the 8X, and Zach Bales along for the ride as well. Oh, Dallas Williams getting turned. Along with Andy Hoffman and Zach Ankrum. Contact made.
Well, you know, there's no easy way to say this without sounding like I'm trying to bash on anybody, and I'm not trying to bash on anybody, so keyboard warriors, just, you know, do something else with your hands. But this was kind of a self-cleaning prophecy because the 8X of Andy Hoffman and the 68Z of Little Zeppi Zach Ankrum had both been docked 2 spots for jumping on the initial start. Both were involved in this particular incident. So they will serve their 2 spots plus some. Looking at the replay on Advantage Racing TV. Dallas Williams got sideways. Not sure if he had help from Bales or not, but he got sideways. And unfortunately, Hoffman and Ankrum getting the worst end of that deal. So it's going to be Ben Snyder's, Carl Monroe, row 1, Zach Bales, Tony Fetterman, row 2, and then the 9, Joel McGee. Rounding out the top 5, we're back to green. And it's going to be, the 62 being docked 2 spots for jumping the start. That is Alan Hesse, but up front it is all Carl Monroe as Monroe leads. Fetterman now gets into that 2nd place spot. Battle is on for 3rd between the 34s, 34 of Snyder's and the 34 M of Miller. And you have McGee and you have Bales back behind there. Right now it is all Carl Monroe in the 1M. He has your current lead. 3 wide almost for a moment coming out of turn number 4 between Snyder's, McGee, and Bales. As Bales and McGee, they're going to get away from Snyder's. Once again, Carl Monroe, your current leader.
Carl Monroe, the 1M out with the race lead. Fetterman in 2nd, but David Miller right behind him. And then it's going to be Zach Bales and Joel McGee, your top 5. Back behind them, 3 wide coming off turn number 2 between Fitzpatrick, Bates, and Schneiders. Bates through the middle. Gonna have the advantage coming off turn number 4. He's gonna do a 2-for-1 special. Back behind them, still 3 wide between Ankrum, Fitzpatrick, and Hoffman. Schneider's in there as well. But out in front, open track in front of him, it's all the 1M, Carl Monroe. That pink and black machine. Zach Bales driving it last week, got involved in a wreck. They got it all fixed up. And back out on the track, Zach Bales wheeling the 14Z tonight. Got his car fixed up as well as they're battling for second place into turn 3 and 4. Miller to the inside of Fetterman now. Monroe.
Whoa. Hang on to her, Zach Ankrum. Not sure how he kept that car going, but contact between him and Andy Hoffman and Ankrum. Every which way but straight down the backstretch. Got it sliding into 3. Now we got problems coming out of 2 down the backstretch for the 13B, the Angry Watermelon.
David Bates off power in the 13B as Dallas Williams pulls in the infield with a flat right front tire. Looks like Bates is going to pull into the infield as well. Not sure what's happening with the 13B, but up in front, Carl Monroe gets around the lap car of the 16. As David Miller in the 34M to the back bumper, now to the inside of the 1M. Battle for the race lead coming off turn number 2.
Joel McGee now up into that 3rd place spot as he is trying to go to the whip to see if he can get part of this lead battle. Monroe, Miller, side by side, coming down to take another lap off of the ticker. 5 laps to go for the 1M of Carl Monroe. David Miller going to the whip. Now McGee, he's starting to reel him in. He is almost to the back bumper of the 34M. Is he going to be able to throw his name in the hat here in that KCAU ABC 9 car? But with 4 to go, it is still all Carl Monroe up front.
Carl Monroe trying to hang on to the race lead from a hard-charging David Miller. Miller is still at the left side door of the 1M car. As they slide through 3 and 4, Monroe on the high side trying to keep up the momentum. He's going to have it by half a car at the flag stand. 1M trying to keep the lead from the 34M down the backstretch into turn number 3 and 4 this time by. Miller still to the inside. McGee trying to get there as well. Green flag is high in the air. We got 2 laps to go. Oh, as Hesse goes around at the bottom side of turn 2, caution flag comes out.
Oh, looks like we got a car down in the bottom of 2.
Alan Hesse going for half a spin cycle and up against the K barrier at the bottom of turn number 2. Caution flag comes out. Not what Carl Monroe wanted to see right now in the 1M car. It's $50 to 7th place in the hobby stocks here, courtesy of Cody Boulware Racing, and Doug Vermilia $50 to 10th place here in your A feature. As green flag comes back out, back underway. Carl Monroe to the high side with the race lead. Here comes McGee to the inside. 3 wide for a split second for the race lead off turn number 2. Monroe out in front. Miller trying to get to the inside. McGee trying to get there as well. Green flag flies. 2 laps to go for your race leader, Carl Monroe. Monroe out in front just by half a car length. Still side by side with David Miller. McGee running in 3rd, then Andy Hoffman, Tony Fetterman, your top 5. White flag is out for the 1M car. Side by a nose at the flag stand is Carl Monroe, who turns 1 and 2. David Miller with the better run through the corner that time. But here comes Monroe back on the top side. Coming into turn number 3. Monroe on the high side. Miller to the low side. Coming off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race. It's Carl Monroe in the 1M. Carl Monroe wins the A feature. David Miller in 2nd. Joel McGee in 3rd. Andy Hoffman 4th. And Tony Fetterman, your top 5. Wow.
Oh, Carl, where do we even start, man? The run that you and David Miller had, and then Joel McGee coming in towards the end. Talk about that absolute war.
Oh, it's crazy, man. I had cut David down here a couple laps, and I wasn't meaning to. Too excited, I guess.
What does it mean to pick up a feature victory? Obviously a very popular feature victory amongst the crowd and your competitors.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I've been racing 11 years. This is number 1, baby.
Talk about the people and the sponsors that help you keep this 1M going.
Girlfriend, Steve Fontenot with Right Turn Chassis, OK One Stop, Rick's Customs. There's just so many of them I can't even explain.
What does it mean for you to finally get win number 1?
It's amazing, man. It ain't set in yet, but this is amazing. Let's do it again.
All right, so we're going to let these people come down. You got a ton of fans wanting to get pictures. Congratulations. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a very popular win for your professional your Coney's Used Cars hobby stock winner, Carl Monroe.